Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this Favourlite Cobb Rechargeable Camping Light. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon. If you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. Let's get this open. Here we have a manual. It has a collapsible hanging hook, a Cobb floodlight, battery indicator, USB output port, micro USB port. So you can charge this up with USB, and then it has a port on it so you can do something like charge your phone. On the back it has an on-off button. Material is ABS plus TPR. Light source is 2 Cobbs. Cobb is chip on board, that's the type of LED. Power supply, rechargeable batteries included. The modes are Cobb high mode, Cobb medium mode, Cobb low mode, Cobb red mode, and Cobb red strobe. Has 8-second programmable memory. So that means as you're turning it on, to switch modes, you have 8 seconds to switch to the next mode. So that's a nice feature. So if you turn it on medium mode, later, if you press the button to turn it off, it's not going to switch to the low mode. It's going to turn off immediately. This talks about the USB power bank, so you can charge your phone. And there's some warnings. It says don't look directly at the light. It's not a toy, and children shouldn't use it without adults. So let's pull this out. So it looks like this has 2 loops here, and they are across from each other. It's interesting. Looks like there's a little flap on that rubber. I'm going to cut that off. There was just an extra bit of insulation there. I cut that off. So 2 hanging hooks. So this is a soft rubber here and here. It looks like this opens to reveal the batteries. Okay. So it looks like it has 2 18650 batteries powering it. It doesn't look like they easily unplug, but I guess these could be replaced if you're skilled enough in the future. There's a rubber gasket here. Then you have hard plastic here. We have a Cobb on either side. This is the opening. Now one thing I noticed in the instructions, and even on the box, it looks like there is a micro USB port, but this is actually USB Type-C, which is the newer USB, which most people would consider better. I think either one works just fine. So we have a USB Type-C cable to charge it. It's just over 1 foot long. So we can plug that in here, plug that into a USB charger, and now we're charging. It's currently charging at 1.18 amps, and we have little charge indicators here. You can see it's blinking on the 4th one, meaning it's probably around 75% full. So I'll unplug this, put the cap back on. So this says it's waterproof, but it doesn't show a rating. But I'm guessing it could withstand things like rain. I don't know that I would want to submerge this. So let's turn it on, okay? So it looks like we have high, medium, low, then we have red, and then we have red strobe. So high, you might want to use if you're doing something detailed, like maybe you're working on something and you want the maximum amount of light. Medium, you might want to do for some tasks where you don't need quite as much light. And then low, you could use more for ambient light, although it's still a lot of light, so you could read by it, you could play a game. The red light you might use if you want to preserve your night vision. So say you're at a campsite and you're walking to the bathroom at night, you might turn on that red light so you can still see to preserve your night vision, but still have some light to see by. And the red you could use for emergencies. Now you noticed I clicked it and it went to the white. That's because it was past 8 seconds. And then we have the red flashing mode. So if you're lost, you could turn this on to alert others. Or maybe you're on the side of the road changing your tire at night. You could turn that on so people can more easily see you. So I'm going to turn the light off so we can see this in the dark. Okay, so there's a little bit of light coming in from behind, but my bench is dark. I have a piece of paper on here. You can't really see it. So let's turn the lantern on. So this is on high. So here I can easily read this. It's very bright. I'll turn it to the next mode, medium, still super easy to read. I would say even on low, it's very, very easy to read. And I can read it on red too. Then of course we have red strobe. So I'm going to turn this on high and put it above my head now. It'll be about 4 feet above my bench. Okay, so this is directly over the piece of paper. I think it actually looks brighter in the camera than it does in person. I can read it, but it's a little dim. Now I'm going to move it to the side a little bit, and it's a little bit brighter to me. So this is casting light to the sides. So straight above what I'm trying to work on was not as bright as if I move it to the side just a little bit. So if you're using this in your home in an emergency, I think this would work well to light up a small sized room. So now I'm going to do some tests. I'm going to charge this up and run it on each of the modes, probably except for the flashing mode, and calculate the runtime on this. And I'll insert the results now. Okay, so I did some runtime tests with this, and on the high setting it lasted 3 hours 47 minutes. The medium setting it lasted 6 hours and 6 minutes. The low setting it lasted 8 hours and 15 minutes. And on the red light it lasted 7 hours and 38 minutes. Okay. So along with the 5 lighting modes, the Amazon description says this is 3000 lumens, and it says the batteries are 4400 milliamp hours. So that's the Favourlite Cobb Rechargeable Camping Light. We've come a long way since the days of things like propane and white gas lanterns. The old lanterns were very bright, but they're also very large. They're also very hot, and dangerous. I like that this lantern is compact but incredibly bright. This would work great for camping because it's small and easy to pack. It also work well for emergencies. Since it's very bright, you could light up a room. This would work well for working. So say you're doing a plumbing project or something, you can put this right under the sink with you and you can get extra light there. You can take it in the garage. You can put this in a shed. If you have a shed that's dark and you want a little extra light in it, you could use a lantern like this. You could hang it from the ceiling and it could light that up without having to wire in the light, and then you could occasionally charge it up when needed. Now this does have a power bank in it, so you can charge your phones and such. When I camp, I tend to carry a power bank with me, but if I ever forget one, it's nice that I have this one available. Or if you don't have a power bank, you can use this as one. You just need to know that this will lower the amount of time that this will provide light, obviously. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.